Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. So, today we are doing a progress check on your manifestation. I know that romance readings are they always perform better and people seem to like it more, but I felt very called to film this today. So I hope it offers you a lot of clarity. If you need any, if you're having any doubts or confusions, or you're not sure where to start or where to go, whatever your situation may be, I hope this reading offers you a lot of clarity. This was suggested to me a long time ago, almost when I first started the channel maybe, but I always wanted to kind of wait for this. I don't know why. The timing never felt right to me, but it felt right to me today. So I filmed it and I'm posting it now. And hopefully you take something from it. I hope it resonates. And we have 4 piles today, 1, 2, 3, 4. There might be messages for you in more than one pile. I also felt called to say that because I feel like, I don't know, I felt like there were some connections. I'm not going to tell you which ones. That's up to you and your intuition to decide if you feel there's a message for you in more than one reading. But if not, that's also perfectly fine. But yeah, with that said, I will leave you to focus on which deck calls to you the most, and I'll see you soon. Hello, my beautiful pile ones, and welcome. So today we're doing a progress check for your manifestation. It doesn't matter what you're wanting to manifest. It doesn't have to be a specific thing. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It doesn't have to be career. It can be anything that you want. We'll just be doing a little check-in with your energy and maybe how to alter this energy if it's not in a very helpful place for the manifestation, or how to enhance it if it's already in a really good place. I don't know what to expect with this reading because I haven't done something like this before. But yeah, we'll see what comes through. And is there anything else I want to say before we get into it? I feel like yes, but I can't remember what, so we'll just get into it and I will tell you if it comes up. But yeah, so we have Black Moon, Lilith Mystery, number 12. 10th house, the world. Capricorn energy could be significant, but it doesn't have to be. We also have Jupiter, abundance, and the number 7. We have identity, number 59, and we have wonder, number 52. Right off the bat, this is a really, really, really good energy. It feels like you have been tying up loose ends. It feels like you've been completing cycles, and it feels like you're aware of what you're doing. It doesn't feel like I'm not getting like a lost energy from you. It feels like you know what you want, you know what you desire, you know your worth, you know how powerful you are, and it feels like you are doing the work to get the wheel of fortune moving. The Jupiter card is the wheel of fortune, and with this wonder energy, this is it's such a beautiful energy. Like, my heart feels really happy to be sitting in this energy. It feels like you're just embodying your worth. You're embodying your power. You're embodying the fact that you can get what you want. I feel like your desires, what you're wanting to manifest, this is coming from a very healthy place. It doesn't feel like you're trying to manifest something from where you're wounded. It doesn't feel like it's coming from an unhealthy energy or something that hasn't been healed. I feel like you've been working really hard on yourself, and I feel like the wheel is turning for you in the sense that this is coming. It doesn't feel like one thing. It feels like more than one thing, because it feels like just a very well-rounded, very powerful energy. It could also be one really big thing, but it feels like there's a bunch coming your way. And I feel like most of you are aware of this, because this for me is a very perceptive, very conscious, very kind of leveled up energy. And I feel like that's where you're at. I can tell how much work has gone into this. This doesn't feel like you just started working on this. It feels very aligned. It feels very secure. What you're seeking is also seeking you. It's like you know what's aligned with your highest good, and it feels like you're taking action based on that rather than just needing things. It feels like you're in a space of wanting things rather than needing things, because it feels like you recognize your own power. This is a very like strong, independent energy. But we'll get into it more. I don't even have like too much to say in terms of like what you should do differently or what you should change. But I will congratulate you because this is an incredible energy. So let's just get into your tarot and see what comes through. And of course, if this isn't where you're at with your energy, there could be a message for you in another pile. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Moon in reverse, the Emperor, the Five of Cups, it feels like you're very wise and in control when it comes to dealing with like any anxieties or fears or self-limiting beliefs that may arise. It's like you've taken your power back. I'll finish the spread before I get into it more. What wants to come through? We have the Five of Wands in reverse. There's so much peace, so much acceptance, so much alignment in this energy. And it feels like because that energy is so strong, because you're so powerfully grounded, it feels like any anxiety, worry, anything that might throw you off doesn't throw you off. And even if it does, you can quickly kind of pull yourself back to where you want to be. Pull yourself back into the mindset that you want to be in. We have the Magician. We have the Nine of Swords. You may have dealt with a lot of anxiety in the past, and you might still like have thoughts that come up every now and then. But I feel like you have really learned how to manage your emotional body as well as your headspace. It feels like you can see through your own habits, your own kind of maybe the ghosts of habits you may have had in the past. It feels like you're very sensitive to energies, whether you fully recognize this or not. And that's where that inner knowing might be coming from. Because it feels like you have a very strong sense of inner knowing that what you seek, what you're seeking, is also seeking you, and it is coming to you. And even if you doubt it, it feels like you're able to just kind of call yourself back to that grounded space. It feels like you don't need physical evidence. You don't need anyone else to tell you necessarily. Of course, it's nice to get confirmation, but it feels like it's not like a necessity to you. Can we clarify the Five of Cups, please, universe? Ooh. And it dropped. Oh, it's the Ten of Cups. That was the first card I saw when I was shuffling. I also saw the King of Cups. So some of you might be manifesting someone that is an energetic match to you. This doesn't have to be that though. But whatever this phase is that's coming in with this manifestation, because we also had the World card at the beginning of the reading, it feels like this is a whole new phase for you. And I just pulled the top card for some reason, and it's the Two of Cups. So this could be a romantic phase, but it could also just refer to you being surrounded by a lot of loving energy. And this is, for me, love coming from everywhere and everything. It's not sourced from just one thing or one situation. It's just an all-around energy of love. And I feel like you may have been it feels like you're ready. It feels like you're aligned, and it feels like you're ready. It's like you've come home to yourself and now you're ready to decorate and call in other things that you want to be around you. And the Ten of Cups is such a beautiful energy of emotional fulfillment. And it starts from within. And I feel like you have been giving so much to yourself, pouring so much energy and love into yourself. And it's paying off. Ooh. And we have the Knight of Wands, which is a very strong manifestational energy for me. I'm hearing, I don't need proof. I know it's coming. And if you're still like not predominantly in this energy, but you kind of have glimpses of it, maybe this is confirmation or encouragement to stay in that energy, because again, what you are seeking is also seeking you. I feel like you know what's best for you. Is there anything else? I'll shuffle 2 more times. Okay. Now, let's, this process might also be a test of your intuition a little bit, or to show you that like what you see in the 3D is not always very telling, or is not always that relevant to the underlying kind of more undercurrent energies of a situation. I feel like you have learned to see the truth of things, even if other people might not. It's like you've taken your power back. It's like you have this bird's eye view of everything, or most things, or things that are relevant to this situation at the very least. Well, let's get you some more oracle cards. In terms of signs, we have Virgo. I mean, we have the manifester. I didn't really mention this for some reason, but we have the Magician. And And we have the Four of Wands, which kind of was what I was getting at when I was talking about coming home to yourself and then decorating your home with the things that you're manifesting. It feels like you're in the knowing that you are enough. You're more than enough. And you deserve all of these manifestations, all of these things that you want, simply because you are you, not because you make a lot of money, or not because like you have been working day and night, and not because you did this or that. You deserve these just because you're you. But to come to that point of recognition, to come to that point of understanding, that takes a lot of work. So maybe in a way it is like a reward for inner work. But you deserve what you want just because you're here. And just because you're you. Okay, now I will actually focus on shuffling because I wasn't focusing on that, but I will shuffle properly now. Is there any advice or additional information? Ooh. Work of art, be the portrait of divine beauty. This is such a beautiful, powerful energy of recognizing your beauty, of accepting yourself, of loving yourself, of giving yourself compassion and respect, admiring yourself, and exuding that energy. I feel like you've been putting out a lot of love out into the universe, out into everything around you, and it is finding its way back to you tenfold now. Fine wine, longing is the portal to wholeness. I feel like the things that are coming are things that are just so aligned with you. The things you're manifesting, they're just so aligned with you. This is a very, very beautiful energy. Like, this for me is the energy of like what you're seeking is also seeking you. And I know I've said it like 4 times already, but I feel like this energy is such a good example of that, such a good embodiment of that energy, of that idea, of that concept. And if there are still like loose ends that you're tying up or cycles that you're completing, and you know it's necessary, but if you're hesitating or like doubting whether things are going to work out, they will. We have imagination, draw from the well of your own capabilities. Again, like, this is very similar to the wonder energy we had at the beginning of the reading. It's like you want these things because they're so aligned with you. And look how similar these energies are as well. It's like things are blossoming because I feel like you are blossoming, or you have blossomed into who you really want to be. And that doesn't mean you need to stop exploring, you need to stop changing and growing. But I feel like maybe compared to your past, you're in a much more aligned space with who you are, what you want to do, your desires, your wants. I'm hearing the song I Can See Clearly Now. The rain has gone. It's like the sun, and the sun is out today. So I just remembered what I was going to say at the beginning of the reading that I forgot about. I was going to say I'm not going to give a specific like time frame because this is a general reading and it really depends on, again, the progress of it rather than a specific deadline, so to say. But November could be significant for you. I feel like November is just a big month overall. I don't know why, but I've been feeling this way. So yeah, maybe it's November, but like take it with a grain of salt. So we have a happiness and we have determination. This is just confirmation on top of confirmation. And bottom deck energy, sweetness. Like you're ready to enjoy all the blessings coming your way. And if you're not ready, be ready to just have a really good time. And that doesn't mean that like there aren't any difficulties that may arise or frustrations or like kind of little things that you might need to take care of. But get ready to enjoy yourself and don't feel guilty about it. You get to rest now. You get to reap the rewards. You get to just be. I cut the deck and we have love. Some of you, I feel you are manifesting love, not necessarily romantic love, but like just an overall energy of love from people around you. And it could be romantic as well. It can be any kind of love, really. But I just feel like even if you're manifesting like a career, I feel like love is coming with it. Okay, what was I gonna do? Yeah, Moonology, of course. I need to use Moonology cards in every reading. I can see clearly now is really stuck in my head now, like it won't go away. What message wants to come through for my beautiful pile ones about their manifestations? You and your loved ones are safe. I don't know where to put this. Where do we put this? Okay, we actually will do this. And then, okay. Yes. I prefer that. Even though, I mean, no, but I shouldn't hide them, should I? Okay, I know this doesn't matter, but it's important to me. We have nothing will come of this situation, and I'll get one more card. You're very close to achieving your goal. And we also have it's time to release negativity as your bottom deck energy, which I'm just going to move these back because I know what I want to do now. We're just going to literally just put them on top. Like that, and we'll also take this. So what I feel with this is even if you have negativity around this, even if you have a little bit of doubt, don't worry that that's going to cause things to just suddenly fall apart and you're not going to get anything. Because I feel like you've done so much work that this is just like, you can't stop this. I mean, not to like scare you or anything, but the wheel is turning. And I learned from a comment recently, and I will not forget this, that the Wheel of Fortune has a lot of fixed sign energy. Thank you for letting me know, because I always forget to Google. But essentially, this is coming. Like, your manifestations are coming. Even if you get anxious sometimes, even if you doubt yourself sometimes, even if you feel down sometimes, even if you just feel negative sometimes, they're still coming. And with bottom deck energy is the answers you need are coming as well. I just realized. And with you and your loved ones are safe. Again, this is like an overall energy of love, of coming home to yourself and just being surrounded by love, feeling it in your roots, because this has fourth house energy, and the fourth house can talk about roots and kind of family, and like, it doesn't have to talk about family necessarily, but for me it talks about the very essence of kind of where we come from, what we're rooted in, the energies we're rooted in. And I feel like your energy is very much going to be rooted in love, which is beautiful. And I cut the deck and we have your hard work is paying off. Absolutely. I feel like you've been working really hard and you are aligning with your desires. Okay, now let's get you some Affirmators. Okay, I don't know if that was on camera, but that was really strange. We have courage. Oop, no. And I dropped them. I'll just quickly get them. Okay, here we go. Let's start reading. We have courage. No one is fearless, no one. But even though I'm not fearless, I am courageous. When fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to that fear and kick it in the nuts, then quickly hide behind someone bigger until it goes away. So this for me is again about dealing with any negativity that might come up. That doesn't change the big picture. Just a tiny little, like, it's like you've cleaned a giant table and you drop a tiny drop of coffee on it. You can always just wipe it off, and again, it's as if nothing changed on that clean table. It's not permanent. It's not a permanent stain, if that makes sense. We have perseverance. It seems you're on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it, you just need to tackle it. Complain if it makes the job easier. Blow off steam. You think mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? No way. They're grunting and crying and cursing like frickin' pirates. That just doesn't sell a lot of posters. Again, I feel like you've been working really hard. And you should give yourself credit for it too, because I feel like some of you don't. And you should. And then we also have get centered. When it gets to be too much, whatever it is, I close my eyes and return to my center. That grounded energy. In my center, I have the wisdom and tranquility of a frog holding a wand, floating through space on a carpet. I don't know if that counts as furniture. Maybe not. But just, you can, yeah, put anything you want here. These are my choices today. But yeah, always come back to that grounded, centered self, even if negativity arises. You're so powerful, and you deserve to feel peace in yourself. And you should, because you've come so far. I'm proud of you, so you should be proud of you as well. Because a stranger on the internet is proud of you, so yeah. That means you have a lot to be proud of. But yeah, okay. I was thinking if I have any other decks I want to use or anything else I want to pull, but I think this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile ones. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you tons of love, tons of light. Take care, and bye. Hello, my beautiful pile twos, and welcome. So today we're doing something that I haven't done before, and we're looking at your progress on your manifestations. I'm not going to be looking into what this manifestation is. I'm more concerned with your energy in this situation, maybe what could enhance your power in this if you are already kind of very aligned with what you're wanting to manifest, or what could help align you more if you're kind of feeling a little bit lost or out of alignment with what you want. So we'll see what comes through, and I will kind of, you know, allow the reading to change direction as it needs to, depending on the situation. I won't be giving a specific time frame because I don't really believe in deadlines when it comes to these things, so it will be very dependent on your specific situation and your progress in your situation. So yeah, with that kind of little reminder thing out of the way, let's get into your reading. So we have a Capricorn, I use the Devil. Pisces, I believe it's the Hanged Man, but not too sure. And then we have Aquarius, I know. I feel like you are healing currently. You may have gone through a very heavy situation in the past, not necessarily recent, but something that has really shaken you, something that has really knocked you off, like out of balance, something that still seems to be in your energy. That is the first thing that's coming through. And we also have 22, 23, 24, which I realized. So we'll just actually put them like that. But the way that they were arranged before, it's almost like there is a little bit of either blockages or like there could be certain loops that you might be in, or certain repetitive thoughts that kind of, while you're making progress, could also like be holding you back a little bit, which is okay. That is perfectly okay, because I feel like there is a lot to process here, a lot to deal with, and it's perfectly okay that you are taking your time. There is no rush for whatever it is that you want to manifest, because what is meant for you is not going to pass you by. There is no deadline. There is no like, oh, you must be ready by like the 1st of November or you're never gonna have it. That is not a thing. That's not how the universe works. So no worries on the timeline. Just as a side note, in case there's anyone that feels like, you know, you need to be healed, you need to be ready, you need to get your shit together right now. You need to take your time. That's what needs to happen. But let me get into your other cards. We have number 44, experience, and we have number 8, law of balance. I think there might be certain triggers that are still in your energy. There might be fear or anxiety-based thoughts. There might be like unhealthy beliefs or unhealthy attachments to certain feelings, or some perspectives that might not be helping this situation entirely, because there's almost this energy of overriding self-limiting beliefs, overriding the core thoughts, Because for some of you, I feel like what you're wanting to manifest, your mind about it might change as you go on with your healing. This doesn't have to be the case for every single one of you, but I do feel like for some of you, what you're wanting to manifest might be something that you feel you need in your life, or it might be coming from a place of pain, a place of maybe wanting to stop some kind of pain, or wanting to get like instant relief for negative things that you might be feeling. For some of you, this might be a relationship that kind of didn't work out. It might be a person, a situation that was not serving you. And for some of you, there might be a desire to have it back, like immediately. And I feel like if that's the case, as you heal, as you continue to heal and give to yourself, your perspective around this might change. Because your perspective, your perception of what is good for you, what is aligned with your energy, what is an energetic match to you, might change as you grow and change as well. Again, this doesn't have to be the case for everyone, and especially if this doesn't resonate with where you're at or your situation. Obviously, this is not your pile, but if this does resonate with you, I feel like there is an energy of needing to come home to yourself, needing to bring harmony into your inner world. I feel called to mention a reading I did last week, maybe recently-ish. It's like 2 videos back, I believe, and it is on what you need to know about yourself. If there are feelings that you're struggling to let go of, if there is pain you're carrying, if there are wounds that were inflicted as a result of a heavy situation in your past, I would recommend you check out that reading. There might be messages for you there as well, only if you feel called to, though. You don't have to. But essentially, I feel like there is still some releasing, some letting go, some transformations that need to happen here. And this doesn't mean that you can't get what you want or anything of that sort. But I feel like when we are healed, when we are grounded in our own energy, we have a clearer idea of what we want, of what is aligned with our energy, rather than wanting to bring something in because of an attachment we may have to a specific situation or a specific thing. And I feel like the number 8 for me, this is reminding me of the Strength card, and I feel like there is a need here to give yourself more power. Some of you may have given your power away, or some of you may have had your power taken away from you by a specific situation that really was not serving you. And it's time to take your power back. That feels like the first, biggest, and most important step on this journey of manifesting things that are aligned with you, manifesting things that give you so much happiness, so much joy, so much loving energy. I feel like with this experience card coming out as well, there is still something that is occupying your energy that hasn't been fully processed or that hasn't been fully released. There might be certain thoughts you're holding on to, certain beliefs, certain notions that are not necessarily true. For some of you, this might be like, I need this person, I need this situation in my life, or it might be, and if that is the case, that might be something that is based on an insecurity, or it might be something that is based on a trauma from your past. What this relates to will be different for every single one of you, but it really feels like there is a need to give yourself more power and pour more energy into yourself, pour more love into yourself, because it feels like there's a need to allow yourself to feel what you need to and to process these feelings rather than holding on to them. If these feelings are negative in nature, if these feelings are holding you back, if these feelings are making you feel stuck or like you're kind of going in a repetitive loop, I feel like it's time to kind of get in there and work through these feelings or thoughts or beliefs that might be creating these barriers between you and you seeing your true self, your true worth, your true power. With this devil energy, it feels like some of you might have a certain hold on certain fears, insecurities, anxieties, and it feels like there is a little bit of a distortion maybe with how you might see yourself or how you might see a specific situation. So in terms of the progress, I feel like you're still in kind of the healing and preparing yourself for this stage, for what it is that you want to manifest. And I do feel like, again, for some of you, this thing might change. Like what you want to manifest might end up changing or transforming as you transform yourself as well. But let's get into the tarot. To see what else wants to come through, and then we'll get advice. We have the Hanged Man in reverse, which for me is the energy of a new perspective, gaining a better understanding of certain things or certain beliefs that you may have, certain situations, seeing the truth of things. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Six of Cups. You might be very much in your feelings, and sometimes our feelings can shape the way we see a specific situation. It can really affect our perception of it, especially if these feelings are causing fear or anxiety-based thoughts, or it feels like I can see that you have a really big heart, but it feels like something is weighing on it. And I feel like that might be giving you a little bit of like a tunnel vision with this. I'm really drawn to how this kind of figure is just looking one way and the heart is kind of going in another way, and it almost feels like your intuition is telling you something else, but all you're seeing because of these heavy energies that you might be in, it feels a little bit like tunnel vision. But I feel like there's a lot more that you need to see, and I feel like you're in the process of seeing these things. And again, this doesn't have to mean that what you want necessarily needs to change, but I do feel like for some of you, you might come to recognize that you are outgrowing a specific situation that you might be currently wanting to manifest. And I feel like there is a need to recognize that you have more options. you have more say, you have more choice than what certain beliefs might make it seem like. You shouldn't settle for anything. And I feel like as you heal, as you keep giving to yourself, as you give yourself time, love, compassion, you'll get to kind of explore more possibilities as well. We have the Five of Swords. So again, it feels like, it's almost like I'm really drawn to how this, it's like an energy of needing to rise above certain feelings, certain emotions. But in order to do that, you need to release these consciously, because these swords are almost like ghosts of swords. So I feel like there is something outdated, maybe outmoded beliefs that you might be holding on to that might be keeping you in a specific cycle or in a specific energy. But it feels like there is a need to rise above these insecurities or fears or whatever they might be. And it might be hard to see when you're really close to the ground, when you're really close to the source of it. But as you rise above, as you release yourself, as you set yourself free from these beliefs, from these feelings, then you get to have a higher perspective of what you really want, or what might actually I lost my train of thought. And you might too, in the sense that you might feel very lost in your head, or there might be a lot of rumination or a lot of kind of, again, repetitive thoughts. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot in this reading. And often I'll take on parts of the energy of what I'm channeling. And I feel like that might be something that you're experiencing as well. It doesn't have to be. But it feels like and this isn't to say, by the way, that like you should ignore your feelings or anything. You should experience them. But there is a difference between experiencing feelings, allowing them to flow through you, and releasing them once you've processed them, understood what is causing you to feel this way exactly, what thoughts are underlying these feelings. Then comes a time that they're not doing anything but creating a blockage in your energy. And I feel like for some of you, there might be certain beliefs or feelings that you've become familiar with or attached to in certain ways. And this is perfectly okay. It's not because you did something wrong or anything. And it's not your fault if you have feelings that you are still feeling attached to, or thoughts that are still haunting you is the word that's coming to mind. It's not your fault. I can sense that something big happened here, something that maybe you weren't expecting, something that may have made you question a lot of your own self-worth, or like your perception of things. You may have dealt with like a betrayal or a deceitful situation. But I really feel like it's time to come home to yourself and connect with your true self, because I'm sensing some kind of disconnect. And I feel like that's why, for some of you, what you're wanting to manifest might be more of a need or than a desire. Or it might be a fear-based desire or like an anxiety-based desire, rather than knowing that it is aligned with you and it is what serves your highest good and it is what will make you feel empowered. We have the Lovers coming out. We have Gemini and Pisces energies. We have the Nine of Swords. I actually want to keep going from this side. Sometimes I switch the direction that I'm reading in. Can we clarify? Oh, okay. We have the Emperor. We have the Page of Swords. Someone in your past may have been... It feels like there might be a figure from your past that has had a huge impact with this Emperor energy. This is a kind of a more controlling energy for me. And it is a masculine energy, but like gender doesn't matter. This is just about the energy of it. And it feels like there is a need to seize control of your own energy again, of your own heart space again. This is making me think of one of the Affirmators cards. Maybe it'll come out once we get to that later, but if not, I will pull it myself. Can we clarify the Five of Swords, please? We have the Empress. It's like someone has taken your power. That's what it feels like. And it feels like the universe is wanting you to take your power back first. And to connect with your true self. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So again, I feel like there might be a lot of noise around your energy that is making you seek something different than what you might have if all that noise wasn't there with this Lovers. Bottom deck energy is the Page of Pentacles as well. And the last thing I said was kind of all three of these energies for me, and I cut the deck and we have the Three of Swords, so I think there's still some pain that you might be feeling, and that is perfectly okay. You're allowed to feel anything that you need to. Your emotions are perfectly valid. But in terms of the manifestation aspect of this, I feel like now is not the time to call something external. I think now is the time to give yourself time to heal, to rest, to understand yourself better, to connect with yourself better. It feels like a time for more introspection, more self-love, self-compassion, more growth, more understanding. And even if you feel that this is what you've already been doing, for some of you, it might be that there are certain aspects to your energy that you haven't identified yet or that you haven't explored yet that might be very deep undercurrents. Because I was like playing with the deck and we have the Four of Cups in reverse, and it's almost like when this is upright in the typical Rider-Waite deck, we have a figure that is like not seeing a cup that is just there. And it feels like there might be a certain emotion, a certain belief, a certain energy that is within your energy that you need to take notice of. Even if you've been healing a lot, it feels like there might be a tiny little adjustment that still needs to happen that you haven't like recognized yet. And that might be creating a blockage in your perception of things. But again, situations can be transformed very powerfully. But I feel like first there is a need to transform internally, because as within, so without, or as above, so below. So this manifestation starts from within first. And once you transform your internal, your external will follow. It just will, because that's how it works. It won't be that you give yourself all this energy, you give yourself all this love. It's not going to be that you end up feeling the same way. It's not going to be that you end up feeling disappointed. Because there is insane power in transforming your inner world and aligning with yourself. And I think as you work through these triggers, these blockages, you will come to that very powerful recognition, that very powerful realization as well, that you are incredible, you are abundant, and you deserve the best. The best. Let's get you some advice, or see if there is anything else that wants to come through. In terms of signs, we have Gemini, Taurus, Libra, Aries, and Pisces. These could be significant, but they don't have to be. That is way too many, so I will shuffle again. I was just focused on one thing, and I realized how if I had put these cards the other way as well, I still would have read them the same. And I feel like, and that makes me call to say that if your journey is different than other people's, that's okay. If it takes you a longer time, or if you come to these realizations in like 2 days, that is also okay. That doesn't mean you haven't done the work. It doesn't have to be that you've experienced something big, so you must take like 5 years off of life to figure it out. You can, but you don't need to. Everybody has their own way of getting to where they want to be, where they need to be. Your journey is your own, so don't compare it to anyone else's. We have free will. Get out of your cocoon. I feel like, again, this is an energy of like maybe feeling stuck, or making yourself stuck in certain cycles or beliefs. And I feel like it's time to move out of this kind of tunneled energy, to set yourself free. Progress check for my transformation. Yeah, let love transform you forever. And this like looks like a peacock feather, and peacocks are like magnificent, and I don't ever use this word, but I feel like it's really a time for you to recognize your own beauty, your own power, your own worth, your own like magnificence. That's what's coming through. Do not be frustrated. Let go and feel peaceful. Again, there might be blockages or frustrations that are causing restless energy, that are causing you to stay in situations that you may not necessarily want to stay in anymore deep down, but you might feel bound to these situations. And I cut the deck and we have open mind, replace the old cycle with a new and exciting one. So I do feel that there is this ongoing cycle that you might be in that might be putting you in a loop And there is a need to allow that to be released, to let it go, so that there is space for new energies to come in, for this thing that you're wanting to manifest to come in, whether this is something transformed or it's something completely new. Creativity. I'm hearing idea. You have no idea. You have no idea what wants to come in, what the universe wants to give to you. We have trust coming out. Bottom deck energy is rejection. You won't feel rejected by... I don't know where I'm getting with that, but it feels like maybe in the past a situation has made you feel rejected. But it's important to remember that what you are seeking, what your heart is seeking, what your intuition, what your true self is seeking, is also seeking you. And you will know what to create once you're aligned with that energy. Yeah, I just saw rejection again, and it flipped with illumination. I feel like there are some realizations, some recognitions to come to. The universe wants what's best for you. The universe has your back. Some of you may have felt like alone, or like things weren't working out for you, but they are. It's just that there is a huge picture, and you might be standing way too close to see everything that is going on in that picture. Expect powerful change. This is bringing, again, like transformational energy, but it's also bringing me back to that feeling of, for some of you, what you're wanting to manifest currently might change. We have confidence is your key to success. The first step, and I think where you're at right now, is building up your own self, your inner world, coming home to yourself. And your external world will follow, I promise. And you can come back and find me and like ask me what the hell if it doesn't happen after you transform fully internally. Now let's get you some affirmators. We have strength coming out, joy, and no need to do. I feel like there is a need to ground yourself more. And I'm seeing the word sacral in my mind's eye. So the sacral chakra could be significant as well. But let's read these. I also have another one, but let's first read these and then we'll get some more. So we have strength, we have Leo energy, and we have the number 8 at the beginning of your reading. So I think this is an important aspect of kind of this manifestation, or the energy you might be in right now. Something that is important for you to work on or stand in. You are hereby declared a strong, resilient warrior of heroic proportions. Enjoy your battles, whatever they are, because you're guaranteed to come through them stronger, brighter, and more compassionate. And, based on what I know of mythology, probably with great hair and a six-pack. The second one we have is joy. To enjoy something, I simply need to add joy to it. Joy is like butter. I can put it on anything and it'll make it way better. Today, I will add joy to everything, really slather it on. Today, I am the Orville, I don't know who that is, but anyway, of joy. And life's popcorn is about to get it. No need to do. I'm exactly where I need to be, exactly when I need to be. There's nothing more I need to do. I mean, yes, there will always be laundry and taxes, but in terms of my life's path, I don't need to do anything because I'm already here. I take a deep breath, relax, and trust, and then do laundry. We also have a gentleness. I speak with gentleness and I listen with gentleness. I align with the gentlest part of myself and I take joy in being receptive, open, and unafraid. I am like a baby deer who's best friends with a baby elephant. The baby elephant wraps its little trunk around my shoulders and we lie down gently on the grass, daydreaming and talking about what sorts of humans do clouds look like. It's taking me a bit to process. What did I just read? But be gentle with yourself. People in your past may have been harsh with you, but that doesn't show anything about you or how you should be treating yourself as well. You deserve love and gentleness and kindness and peace. We also have letting go. I don't dwell on bad things that happened. I let things go because I have enough heavy things to carry around, and also grudges aren't a great look. Yeah, that energy of kind of release. And bottom deck energy is beauty, and we have that peacock energy. I'm beautiful even when I don't think it. I'm beautiful even when I don't see it. I'm beautiful no matter how many people don't say it. I'm beautiful and I don't care if you know it. I'm beautiful, which is why I don't have to try so hard all the time to show it. This is kind of making me tear up a little. This is such a beautiful message. It's the first time I'm seeing it too. But I'm gonna hold this out because I think it's important. I think this is very, very important. So please read this and remember this. I'm also going to get you a heart and soul card. This is the one that came out. Be bold and strong, for you are the creator of your own destiny. Look within, you will find everything you need there. Burst forth from your cocoon and fly. The sky is the limit if you follow your heart and your own inner guidance. Listen to what others say, but do not blindly follow their advice. This is true. This is very true. And I think there is a need to connect to your intuition more. Because it might be that certain external noise has influenced your perception of things, of yourself, of things you might feel that you need or want. And I feel like, again, it's really time to drop down right now into yourself and get ready for what you want to manifest, or what you will want to manifest if what you want ends up changing. And it's also fine if it doesn't change, but you will know what's aligned with you and what's not. You will know that. But yes, this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile twos. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you so much love, so much light. Take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful pile threes, and welcome. So today we're looking into, we're doing a progress check on your manifestation. I'm not going to be looking into time frames, so it won't be like, oh, this is coming on the 5th of November or anything, but it will be more about your energy, where you're at, if there is any adjustments, if there are any adjustments that need to be made or that could help the manifestation, speed it up. We'll see. I want to leave it open. The messages for pile 1 and 2 were very, very different. I don't know what's gonna happen with this one. I don't remember what these cards are anymore. I did pre-shuffle today, but yeah, when I read, I just tend to forget a lot of things. So yeah, okay. But anyway, let's get into it. We have, oh, I remember now, we have Leo, I will, but this came out in reverse. We have Moon, Soul. This is not bad, by the way. And actually, I got a confirmation about my initial feeling about this pile, which I will get into as I get into it a little bit more. We have second house owning, so we have Cancer energy, we have Taurus, and we have Leo. These could be significant, they don't have to be. These are all fixed signs, if I am correct. No, they're not. Cancer is not a fixed sign. I'm not correct. These two are, though. But the thing is, with this moon energy, what you desire, what you want to manifest, is very much aligned with you. But it almost feels like there's a lot of doubt around this energy as well. In the sense that, maybe not a lot, but you might be questioning your own intuition a lot, or you might be feeling like, oh, it's been such a long time, it's not coming, I'm lying to myself. You're not. You are not lying to yourself. You are very much in alignment with what you desire. We have allies. The universe wants to give this to you. The universe wants you to have this too. And we have law of movement. I feel like the universe is wanting to assist you with this, but it almost feels like some of you may drop into your anxieties a lot, or your fears a lot, or you might get insecure. You might doubt your own abilities, your own talents, your own kind of energy in this. And I feel like one lesson or one final adjustment that is wanting to come through for you is that you need to let go of that. I mean, it's okay if it comes up every once in a while, but if you allow yourself to really drop down into that energy and kind of bring yourself down with your thoughts, if there's a lot of rumination around what you want, but you feel like you don't deserve it, or you feel like you're just kind of hoping for nothing, or if you feel like you're not talented enough, or like you're not good enough, none of these thoughts are true. First, you need to come into your own power. I feel like what's coming for you is closer than you think. And the reason I'm saying that is I feel like it's going to take you by surprise, because it almost feels like for some of you, you've been in this limbo for so long, or you've been in this energy of expecting this for so long. And maybe in the past you've had readings that were like, oh, this is coming really soon, it'll be here in no time. And that may have set certain expectations around this manifestation that actually for some of you may have caused delays, because sometimes when we have specific expectations, it can create new energies that may not be entirely helpful. It's about what I'm trying to say with this is, if you have had if you have doubts around this because it didn't work out before, or it didn't feel aligned before, I feel like it's because the timing was not right at that time. And maybe that was a lesson that you were still learning, and maybe that's why you were given certain information at that time. Sometimes what we hear is what we will need to hear, rather than the full story. Because some lessons, for us to learn some lessons, we can't know everything. In the sense that, let's say you go through a breakup and you will come into union with this person in, let's say, 2 years. With that knowledge given to you at the very beginning of this process, that might hinder your growth, that might change certain things in your energy and create different expectations. So you might, for example, end up not getting into a partnership with someone else that might end up teaching you a lot. That's meant to teach you a lot of lessons, but you might choose to stay out of this because you know there is something coming to you in 2 years. And sometimes knowing too much, knowing the full story of everything, knowing the full trajectory, and I'm not implying that everything is set in stone. I absolutely am not. I still believe nothing is set in stone. And I don't want to get into the mechanics of my own beliefs right now, so I will leave that part out. But I do believe that if we have certain expectations around specific situations, if we know everything already and we feel the need to know everything, then that is a lesson to learn as well, that we don't need to know everything because we're having a human experience, and humans don't know everything. Humans can't know everything. We are limited by our bodies, our physical limitations. We don't need to know everything. We're living in this world and we are living by the rules of humans. And maybe that doesn't make a lot of sense, but the way I see it, let yourself have a human experience. And I will tell you that whatever you are manifesting, if this information I'm telling you resonates with you and it makes sense to you, what you are manifesting is coming to you. It is. You are aligned with it, but you're not meant to know everything. If you have that expectation, let it go. You don't need to know how this plays out. You don't need to know how it comes to you. You don't need to know what exactly is going to happen. You don't need to know when. You don't need to know where. You don't need to know these things. And that's okay. That's part of the fun. If we knew everything, if you already know what exactly happens in a movie, is it as exciting as getting surprised by it the first time you watch it? Maybe for some really great movies, but and not to say your life isn't a great movie, but I feel like just wanting to know everything or wanting to be in control of everything can sometimes take from the experience, and especially from the lessons that we need to learn as part of this experience. So my point is, I feel like you are very aligned with your manifestation, and the universe is absolutely helping bring you into alignment with this, and that whatever it is that you are manifesting, it is coming into alignment with you. But there is a need to release certain expectations or certain time frames and doubt, especially if you have that, because you don't know everything or because you're not hearing everything you want to hear. You are hearing what you need to keep you on the right track. Even if it's not as even if you feel oh, but if I just knew that this was coming, if someone just said it, then I would be fine, then I wouldn't worry about it anymore. But that's not the point of this journey. It's not that you just know everything and you already know everything that's going to happen and you just watch them happen to you. The point of this is to be excited, to be surprised, to learn the lessons, to experience growth through your experiences. And I know most of you already know this because I feel like you are very intuitive, and maybe that's why you might be used to knowing everything or being ahead of things or having the full picture. But maybe this one specific thing, you're just not getting the information you want to get. Maybe the cards are like, maybe you read tarot and the cards are like, no, 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 we're not going to tell you. Or like you watch tarot readings, but you get mixed messages, so you don't know what to believe. So you're just maybe confusing yourself. And the point of this, I feel, this lesson, again, is to not doubt your inner knowing. You already know all that you need to know right now about this situation. You don't need to know more. You know just the right amount. It's the perfect amount. And I feel like this is not like news to you, me saying this is coming to you. I don't think this is the first time you're hearing this. If it is, like if this doesn't resonate with your energy, I would say maybe pick another pile or another reading, because this for me is like a very clear energy of you having this inner knowing, but allowing other noise or other kind of expectations to kind of seep in sometimes and distort that inner knowing, which you really don't need to. But I do feel that maybe this is also a part of this lesson that you're learning, to trust in your own intuition, your inner knowing. And that doesn't mean you need to know everything. That doesn't mean you need to just know everything that's going to happen for everyone around you, or you don't need to know everything that's going to happen for yourself. You need to allow life to unfold as it needs to for you, because the universe is absolutely looking out for you. You're not disconnected. You're not left out. You're not forgotten. You are very aligned. I cannot stress this enough with this Two of Pentacles as well. It just feels like there might be a tiny little bit of like ego-based thoughts, anxieties, or fears that might be like, oh, but like I watched a tarot reading and it didn't say this, or like I did a tarot reading for myself and the cards confused me, or like, oh, but I thought this was gonna happen but it didn't, that means it's not coming. No, it doesn't. The universe, it's not that simple. And I think there is this need to see through any distortions or any kind of illusions that might be in the way. This is a very like leveled up, spiritually powerful energy. There might be messages for you in pile 1 as well. Pile 1 and 3 have been like kind of going connectedly. Is that a word? Probably not. But I have been like sensing connections between pile 1 and 3, which is why I'm putting a pile 4 for this reading as well. But anyway, let's get into tarot. And I'm not indicating that like it's not okay to ask for confirmation or anything, but if you're like asking for confirmation every day, for example, or constantly looking for the answer to a specific question, or like watching 20 tarot readings or doing 20 tarot readings for yourself to like confirm something, and like admittedly I'm guilty of this as well, like I feel like I'm also being called out a little bit in this pile. But yeah, this isn't to indicate that you can't ask for confirmation, but you already know. The Ace of Swords. We have Death in reverse. We have the Page of Cups in reverse. So much purple. And I know that's kind of the color scheme for this deck as well. But again, a very intuitive, and oh my god, the cards are flying around as well. So there is a really kind of electric energy. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse, and this for me connects to confidence, self-love, and knowing your power. The Queen of Wands is a manifester. You are a manifester. And the thing is, I feel like you have been going through a lot of cycles with this Death in reverse. But it also, again, like this for me confirms what I was talking about at the beginning of the reading. And I think there might be an energy of underestimating your abilities sometimes, or just doubting your intuition with this Page of Cups in reverse. Like kind of almost like being too humble in a sense. But no, you are as powerful as you feel you are. So you don't need to doubt it. We have the Ten of Wands. Some of you might be too hard on your own self sometimes, and maybe that leads to doubt and kind of questioning what is coming your way. Another card just flew away. Oh, well, that's a lot of cards flew away. But I don't know why, but something's telling me to shuffle them back in and to shuffle from the beginning as well. So I will do that. I think for some of you, sometimes you let your anxiety replace your intuition. When deep down you know that that is your anxiety and not your intuition, which is okay. It's again a part of learning. It's a lesson. We have the Seven of Swords. You're not missing any information. You might feel like something is hidden from you sometimes, but the things that are hidden from you, you're not meant to know them right now anyway. It's not because there's like a big horrible twist coming up. It's because it's part of the natural process of this. We have the Queen of Cups. Let yourself be present. Let yourself be peaceful. We have the Ten of Pentacles. I see why I needed to shuffle the deck again, because I realize now that all of the cards that flew out, which this was one of them, they were in reverse, and when I shuffled, apparently I flipped them. So I see why we needed to do that. And sometimes we don't see the full story when we're doing something or feeling something, but then we find out afterwards, which this is an example of, I think. We have the Fool. Allow yourself to have fun as well. You are an insanely spiritual being. You are so intuitive, so wise, but sometimes you need to, I feel, be more present. And just feel good in knowing what you already know. Because that's enough. You already know. You already have such a, like, bird's eye view, I think, like, compared to what the average person might understand or know about things. I feel like you have a very high level of understanding, a very high level of perceiving things around you or picking up on energies, seeing through illusions. Ground yourself. Be confident, because I've said this in every pile, but what you are seeking is also seeking you. And the universe is working with you. And if there are things you're not seeing fully, you don't understand fully, you're confused by, there is a reason for it, and you're not supposed to know the reason necessarily either. Sometimes you're just not supposed to know everything. Some of you might be really like pressuring yourselves in terms of like, oh, this didn't like show up in time, it's not coming, it's wrong. Don't doubt your abilities. You are a master manifester. We have two like big manifestors here, but both of them are reversed. And maybe sometimes you let yourself get into like certain emotions, or like get into a very emotional space about certain things. And when I'm like emotions that might not be helpful in this process, like self-doubt especially, you don't need to be like insecure all the time, but I feel like when it comes to your spiritual abilities, there might be certain doubts that come up, which is okay, because spirituality is, it's complicated. It's not like, I mean, it's normal for even the best of the best to doubt their skills. You might be the best chef in the world. Everybody might love your food, but you might be like, is that too much salt? Or like, fuck, like that's like, it's not working. Or like, oh no, like what if I burn this meal? What if I burn this dish? And it's okay. You can be the best chef in the world. You can still burn something. That is fine. You might be very, very intuitive, but sometimes you might not get the message. You might not understand it fully, and that's okay. I feel like you might be too hard on yourself sometimes, but allow yourself to not need to know everything. Allow yourself to be confused and surprised sometimes. And the confirmation I got about this pile that I mentioned initially at the beginning of this reading, I feel like I've been in this pile's energy for like 3 days for some reason. I feel like I've been talking forever. And maybe like you also feel that way, I don't know. But you might also feel like you've been in this cycle forever, but you haven't. I feel like you've completed a lot of like sub-cycles almost, because this feels like a huge part of your transformational journey. And back to what I was saying about what I got confirmation about, I put the deck on like this deck on the side to use it like, because I was going to use it in the reading, and it just fell off, like flew off. And then the Six of Cups like came out, and that oh my god, I cut the deck. And we have the Six of Cups. Confirmation. Okay, I'm really excited now, and I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, so when I saw the Six of Cups, I was like, this is aligned, but it's gonna shock you anyway. You know this deep down, you know it's coming, you know you're aligned with it, you know all you need to know, but it's gonna shock you anyway. And that's part of the fun, at least in my opinion. Maybe you don't like being surprised, but I think this is a very pleasant surprise. Even if you're someone that doesn't like to be surprised, I think you're gonna like this one. You might feel like you know everything about it already, or like you might already have a specific expectation on how this is going to manifest for you, but I think you'll still be surprised. Okay, let's get you some advice now, or additional information, anything that wants to come through. Energy of love. Behold the world through the eyes of love. The universe is absolutely supporting you, like, in what is coming your way. We have ending a trauma, transform memories and symptoms. This is about letting go of any blockages, especially in your perception of your own self and your own energy. And I feel like you have been transforming so much. I feel like you've been doing so much inner work. And you're ready. So in terms of progress on your manifestation, which was the whole point of this reading, you'll be surprised. It's coming, but you'll be surprised. That is the summary of this. And we have trust your gut feeling. Let your heart lead to who you are. Trust your intuition. Just because you may not know everything you want to know doesn't mean your intuition is off. I just saw the consciousness card. Again, very intuitive energy. Oh, and it came out, so there you go. And we have mystery. What was I talking about this whole time? Sometimes this is part of the fun. That's why people love like mystery novels and stuff. It's not fun if you know everything. Let's get you some Moonology cards as well, and then we'll get some Affirmators. You are good enough, yes. Oh, nothing is yet set in stone, yes. Also, it was in this pile, right? When I said nothing is set in stone, I'm not suggesting that. I stand by what I said about that. And we have a new start is coming. You are manifesting this. You are doing this. You are in more control of this situation. You are more in control of this situation than you might feel. You're very, very, very powerful. You've done your hermit work. You might still be doing it. You will probably continue doing it because I feel like you're such a wise person. It feels like there's a lot of wisdom to unlock. And you're not done yet, but you have reached a big milestone. And I think deep down you feel it too. I mean, if this doesn't resonate with you, of course, I mean, I suppose you wouldn't be here at this point because I feel like I've been talking for an hour. But yeah, oh my God. So look at this card that got stuck when I picked the deck up. So we're taking this. This is for you. But I'm also going to get you some more. What message wants to come through for my beautiful pile 3s, please, universe? Ups and downs. And beauty. Oh, this came out for pile 2 as well, and it made me tear up. This is such a beautiful message. And we have trust as well as this little guy. And we also have good things to come. I'm not going to take all of these. If you want to read this, I will hold it out for you. But this for me is just confirmation that like this is coming. Okay. Divine timing. Everything is timing and timing is everything. Gladly, I release my concern over timing and let things happen when and as they will. I trust that the divine schedule makers know what they're doing. It can take a long time to reach divine middle management. Beauty. This is very, very important. Like, so important. I love this message. I'm beautiful even when I don't think it. I'm beautiful even when I don't see it. I'm beautiful no matter how many people don't say it. I'm beautiful and I don't care if you know it. I'm beautiful, which is why I don't have to try so hard all the time to show it. Such a beautiful message. Like, it's giving me like goosebumps, and I don't know, it's just such a beautiful message. We have ups and downs. I see life as an incredible ride, and I'm lucky to be on it. Yes, the ups and downs make me want to puke sometimes, but they're also what make things fun and interesting. And when you look back, even puking on yourself makes for a good story. Trust. I trust that everything will be okay in the end, partly because I simply know it in my gut, but also because it's way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive wiener. Do you like spontaneous adventures of the highest caliber? The only acceptable answer to this question is yes. So buckle up, Charlie. There's a pretty good chance your name is not Charlie. You're about to take a wild ride through the unexplored, unconventional, and underrated. You're about to learn that yes is a magic word with the power to unlock new dimensions in space, time, and after-hours hangouts. Yes will lead you to experiences you didn't think possible, and teach you that lifelong friendships are sometimes lurking just behind a karaoke singer's mullet. This card for me is the energy of like, you don't need to know everything. Sometimes things will just appear and you won't be expecting it, but they will lead to amazing things. But yes, this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile threes. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. And I just realized I haven't even been talking for that long. So maybe you feel like you've been in this cycle for a very long time, and that's why it felt like time was moving way slower for me as well. But yes, I am sending you tons of love and tons of light. Take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful pile fours, and welcome. So today we're doing a progress check on your manifestation. I won't be getting into details about like what's coming, what this is. We might get into the overall energy of it, but you could be manifesting a relationship, a career, an opportunity, whatever this is. We'll be looking at your energy regarding this situation, maybe what adjustments may need to be made or what might help enhance and like pull this in closer to you, or what might be blocking this manifestation. We'll see what comes through. So far the piles have been very interesting. I actually really like viewer-focused readings, but they don't. Anyway, let's get into it. And every single pile I've just rambled at the beginning. So we have 8th house endings and beginnings, number 32, Scorpio energy. 11th house friends, number 35, and Aquarius energy, but it came out in reverse. And we have Venus love, number 4. We have number 55, suspicion, and we have hope, number 48. I feel like you may have recently experienced an ending that may have been very intense for you. This could be in any area of your life. It doesn't need to specifically even be in the same area as this manifestation, but I feel like this ending was something that needed to happen so that you would have space for this manifestation. Because with this Venus energy, this is a very secure, a very grounded, a very blossoming kind of energy. Whatever you're manifesting is here to stay. It's here for the long term. But some of you might be losing hope, maybe because of this ending that you may have experienced. Your energy might still be rattled a little bit by it. It might still be a little bit like uncertain. You might still be feeling a little bit like you're in limbo. You might be doubting if you made the right decision. For some of you, you may have manifested this ending as part of this manifestation without realizing, without intending for it to happen. For others of you, you may have consciously and purposefully caused an ending. You may have left a relationship, you may have left a career, you may have left a situation that just wasn't serving you and wasn't making you feel good anymore, or it wasn't making you feel as good as you know you could and as good as you know you should. And if you're doubting if you made the right decision, yes, absolutely, because there is so much beautiful energy coming in, such an abundant energy, such a powerful energy, and it's magnetic. It is coming to you. And I feel like there is just this kind of little tiny adjustment that might need to be made around this, like, doubting your past decisions and your past choices. The past is the past. What's already happened has already happened. And if you're having a difficult time maybe accepting the reality of things, one way, I actually read this somewhere, I don't remember where anymore and I don't remember when, but it was something like, if you're having a hard time accepting the truth of things, know that the universe has already accepted it. This has already happened. And the more you connect with that energy, the more you connect to the universe, the more you come home to yourself, the more you check in with your intuition, with your inner knowing, the more easier it is to come to terms with a specific ending, come to terms that it was the right thing, come to terms that it has happened already. And the past is the past. It's gone. It's not here anymore. We only have the present. And I feel like there is a need here to be more present. Maybe some of you are kind of dwelling in the past a little bit or dwelling in the future. But the thing is, with this 11th house energy for me, it's kind of, and I know the 11th house doesn't necessarily relate to this, but for me it represents an energy of like what's not there yet, what's not seen yet, what's not here with us right now, like right next to us in our present. And with this 8th house energy, this has an energy of the past, of like ashes from the past. And it feels like you're kind of in that in-between two worlds kind of energy. And essentially the in-between is the present. The in-between is here. But it feels like you might be feeling a little bit like unsure or like a little bit like you're in limbo. And the one adjustment that needs to be made here is to be grounded in the present, with the knowing that what you've done in the past has already happened. And I feel like you have made the right choice. But for some of you, if you feel like if you're haunted by past behaviors or decisions you may have made, I don't feel like this relates to a recent decision, but maybe something way back in the past. If you are haunted by really past actions, know that you did the best with what you knew at the time. And that might be helpful in accepting things as they are. Because it's very important to put things into perspective and to know that you didn't know what you know now. Or you don't know now what you will know in the future. So if things feel uncertain now, it might be that there is clarity. And I feel like there is clarity coming your way with this hope energy as well around past decisions, past kind of happenings, past situations that you might still be feeling confused about. But in terms of your manifestations, I feel like you are in a place where you've made space. But I feel like there is still that tiny step of fully grounding yourself in the present so that things can start, so that you can start magnetically pulling things as well. Because once you're anchored in yourself, it's easier to embody that magnetic energy field and to draw things into yourself. If you're kind of floating up in the air, you can call things closer to you, but think of it like an anti-gravity field. Like how astronauts, if you I had a phase where I was watching astronaut videos all the time, and if you see if they just touch something a little bit, it can just like start spinning and moving away from them. And that's why it's really important to be grounded, because you may see things floating around you. You may get signs about things. You may like see synchronicities around certain things, but you might be questioning, okay, but why is it not coming? Or why did I, if you're manifesting a person, for example, it might be that they texted you once, but then it went away again. And you might be wondering why that is. Is it not meant to be? Is it wrong? No, I feel like it has to do with how grounded you are. Because if you are in that anti-gravity field where you're not grounded, it's harder to hold on to things because you can't even like step on the ground yourself. The moment you do, you can just send yourself like shooting off into space. If that makes sense. You might be feeling a little bit kind of up in the air, essentially. And I feel like the best step for this manifestation, what will bring you most progress, is to ground yourself in your own energy, in where you are right now, in an energy of acceptance and gratitude. But let's get into tarot. In terms of signs, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus, Libra could be significant, but they don't have to be. We have the Two of Wands. Yeah, the Two of Wands can talk about like a choice, a decision, and I feel like there has been a choice, a decision that you have made or that has been made for the purpose of paving the way for what you want to manifest. We have the Seven of Pentacles, so patience might be required. This might take a bit of time to manifest. We have the Five of Pentacles. Might take a bit of time to like cultivate. This might be a big manifestation. This might be something really big, or something really significant for you as well. Can we clarify the King of Swords in reverse? You have the Page of Cups. You might be overthinking a lot of things. And again, with that Page of Cups, it's time to have a little bit of fun. Be a little bit more playful. Be present and enjoy what's happening for you right now. If you are always in your head, you miss out on what's happening right now as well. Or if you're always in the past or the future, you miss out on things. You might be feeling, this for me is an energy of kind of maybe feeling a little bit lost in your inner world. And I think this is a good time to cultivate that connection with your own self, to really connect with your desires. We have the Five of Cups. Some of you might be disappointed by the timing of this. Or like maybe you expected a manifestation to come to you faster, or once you made a decision to leave a situation, maybe you expected something to come to you instantly, this manifestation to come to you instantly. But the thing is, there is also that kind of adjustment, recalibration period. And I think that's where you're at right now. I feel like you're recalibrating, because once you make that space for something new to come in, you also need to be in an energy where you're ready to receive it, where you're ready to call it in. And I think that's where you're at right now. But you are very supported on this journey. Some of you might be feeling alone, especially if you left a situation where previously you depended on for support, or a situation that made you feel supported or encouraged. That may have kind of shaken things up a little bit, but you are very, 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 I think the Magician came out in all three piles, and I know this has nothing to do with what I was just saying, but that just occurred to me. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. Don't like talk yourself out of this. Don't doubt the decisions you've made. Don't go back to things, ruminate on them, and like rewrite the story, or like, it feels like there really is a need to just accept things as they are, rather than, oh, but what if I'd done that? Or maybe they would have been this way, or, but what if I had done it that way? Or maybe it would have been different. It is what it is, essentially. And it's a very simple fact, but it is one of the hardest things to accept sometimes. It takes a lot of energy to get to a point of like equilibrium, harmony, acceptance. We have the Six of Wands in reverse. You made the right choice for yourself. You need to prioritize. I feel like some of you may have needed to prioritize yourselves, or like take your power back from someone. I feel like there was a lot of self-expression. I'm really drawn to like the mouth here. Maybe you weren't speaking out before, but then you did, and then this transformation happened. Some of you may have been like using affirmations, and the affirmations may have led to certain things being removed from your life. Some of you are manifesting a partnership, because I cut the deck and we have the Lovers, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. And that is a very self-explanatory message, I think, so I'm not going to get into it. But some of you might be manifesting a partnership, or people that are just aligned with your heart. Doesn't have to be though, because we also have the Ten of Pentacles. Whatever you're manifesting is something that is bringing you a lot of happiness, a lot of abundance, way more than you may have thought was possible. Way more than what you were experiencing in the past. Some of you are manifesting a creative opportunity as well, which you might not be even aware that you are manifesting, but it might be coming in as like a bonus because you have the space for it now, and you, I don't know, it just feels like there's like a domino effect of manifestations almost. And I feel like making that initial decision to take any kind of action towards this manifestation, whether this was using affirmations, whether this was scripting, whether this was cutting cords with something that wasn't serving you anymore, and deciding to give yourself the love, the compassion, the respect that you truly deserve. Whatever this was, by making that decision, you have set things into motion. You've set this manifestation into motion, and it is on its way. But then again, there is still a need to kind of not allow any noise to distract you, or any doubts, any hesitations about the past or the future, and to just be sure of your present. That's all that matters right now. Cultivate your present and work on what you can work on right now. You can't work on the past anymore. You can work on what the past has made you feel, how the past is still affecting you. You can change that, but you can't change what happened. You can't go back and take action in the past, but you can take action in the present. You can't take action in the future, sorry. You can't take action in the future because it's not here. It doesn't exist yet. And that's the thing. You need to take action in your present and ground yourself and do what you can now. The rest will happen as it needs to. I think you're in a much better place than you might perceive yourself to be. I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. Some of you may have like newfound freedom from a situation. Maybe you felt very attached to something and you finally let it go, and now it's confusing to be liberated from it. And maybe that's what's causing that kind of more spacey feeling, more like limbo energy. But deep down, I think you know what you want. You just need to hear yourself. In terms of signs, we have Virgo and we have Gemini. We have determination, perseverance leads to fortune. Ooh. What message wants to come through for my beautiful pile force, please, universe? What message wants to come through for my beautiful pile force? Live in the moment. What you are looking for is with you. Yes. That's that energy of being present, being here. And trust your gut feeling. Let your heart lead you to who you are. Listen to your heart. Listen to your desires. There is that inner knowing in you that is calling in. Longing is the portal to wholeness. And this is an energy of what you're seeking is also seeking you. And I've said this in every single pile. But it's true. Your intuition, your inner knowing knows what you're seeking. But sometimes it's hard to connect to it because there's so much external noise, distractions, or anxieties and fears, or attachments to certain things or beliefs that might cloud things, that might cloud our judgment. But once we're connected with our true self, we know what's right for us. Let's also get you some Prism Oracle cards, and we'll also do Moonology as well as Affirmators. What message wants to come through for my beautiful pile force, please? Comfort. Become comfortable in your present. Again, like this energy of cultivate your present. And then we have mystery. With this energy, again, it's like, this for me is like the past. And this is the present. And this is the future. And this is the present, the in-between. And this is like looking away because it's done. And this is, it's like it's turning. It's hard to describe the movement I'm seeing in my mind's eye, like the movement of this card. But this is what's coming to you, and this is what has already like passed. So you can't really do anything to this now, and this is already gone. But you can decide what happens in the space in between. Is there any other message? I'll shuffle 2 more times. Okay, we're good. Let's get you some Moonology now. Oh, okay, it flipped back in, so I guess it doesn't want to come out. What message wants to come through for my beautiful pile force? Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Is there an eclipse coming up? If there is, that might be a significant time for you. I feel like there might be at the time I'm filming this, at least. Soon-ish, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. And then we have hold your vision, fixed moon, and have faith in your dreams. Yeah, have more hope that things are working out for you. And this feels like, again, like conclusions. So the past and then vision for the future. But you are right now in the space in between, which is this moment right now. So it's really about, we have adjustments are required. It's really about optimizing your present. Interesting word choice on my part, but that's what's coming through. You might have a lot of air or earth placements as well. As a side note, that is something that's coming through. Doesn't need to be the case for everyone though, of course. We have inspiration, peacefulness, friendliness, and no judgment coming out. And then we have the beauty card, which came out for every pile except for pile 1. Which I'm kind of sad about. Maybe it would have if I took more cards. But I love this message so much. That's why like I'm pointing it out. But let's get into it. Okay, we have inspiration. There is a voice of inspiration within me. Right now it's only a whisper, but the more I listen, the louder it will get. Soon it will be a flawless speech voiced by James Earl Jones. I think I just combined the entire name through a megaphone with lots of applause. Peacefulness. I have a peaceful, tranquil, and untroubled heart. This is where I choose to spend my time. I can bring guests, but any person, thought, or event that brings drama or chaos is not invited. My heart is a special property, and I'm going to keep it that way so we can all keep enjoying it and I can get my security deposit back. Friendliness. Whenever I smile, I make someone's day better. What a cool way to buy happiness for free. Today, I will remember what an awesome power I hold, and I'll take joy in improving lives simply by giving away grins like crazy. Note, in a pinch, money will also work. No judgment. I release myself from any and all judgments. I find my inner critic, call it into my office, and tell it to take a vacation. As it leaves the room, I let out a sigh and begin to enjoy the joy of simply being here. Who hired that guy anyway? And then we have officially my favorite card, beauty. I'm beautiful even when I don't think it. I'm beautiful even when I don't see it. I'm beautiful no matter how many people don't say it. I'm beautiful and I don't care if you know it. I'm beautiful, which is why I don't have to try so hard all the time to show it. I love this so much. Gives me goosebumps every time I've read it. Such a beautiful message. But yes, this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile 4s. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in another pile. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you so much love, so much light. Take care and bye.